What's up, y'all? It's Ty. In this video today, we're going to be going over ranking every safety that we do have in the game that is a 97 overall or higher. Now, we're going to be ranking them from S tier through F tier. If you want to see any other position, quarterback, running back, wide receiver, all of them, they are up on the channel. So make sure to, if you want to see where your, favorite cards rank, make sure to go check that out. Or if you're looking for lineup help, these videos can obviously help you guys out as well. Now, again, if you are new, please smash that subscribe button. What I do, I look at the card, then rank them on their stats, obviously ability-wise, all those things. Let's start it off with Shiloh Sanders. Now, look, a couple of things I want to talk about. Number one, if you play man coverage primarily and your safeties are in a lot of man coverage, Shiloh Sanders is going to suffer, okay? He also does have 91 change of direction, which is not ideal. And so when I'm looking at Shiloh Sanders and thinking, like, where does he rank on the top safeties in the game, I honestly think the card leaves a lot to be desired. I'm going to go A tier. He's our highest overall rated safety. 98 tied, I guess, with the highest. But I just think with the 96 speed, low change of direction, doesn't play man coverage, I don't know. I think the card leaves a lot to be desired. Pig Cage for his 95 overall is solid. The one flaw in Pig Cage is the fact that he's very undersized. Only 5'9" on the field. That obviously hurts the card a ton. I used Pig Cage when he was in his prime. Obviously, again, that time has came, that time has went. Not nearly as good as he once was, but still can play. I'm going to go D tier. Maddox up next, okay? Same position as Sanders, and I like this because we can compare the cards side by side, see which card I like more. Honestly, I don't even think it's remotely close. Adrian Maddox is so elite, so good on this game. Shiloh Sanders isn't, right? Maddox is an LTD, scheme spotlight, so can boost your specific scheme. 6'3", 98 zone coverage, 95 change of direction, but guess what? The 92 man coverage, is it great? No. Is it usable? Yeah. Like, that is definitely a usable, a man coverage as well. 6'3". This card is S tier. It's not even remotely close. I mean, the difference between him and Shiloh Sanders is massive. It's absolutely massive on the field. Next up, we do see Jalen Reed. Honestly, I didn't love Reed when he came out. And still to this day, I don't think the card's great. 93 speed. I mean, what are we really talking about? 93 speed, 93 change of direction, and I know he's 6 feet tall, but like, you're F tier. You're not great. John Lynch up next. Strong safety here for John Lynch. Really solid card, The thing for me is, again, the 96 speed isn't great. 6'2", 98 zone, 97 change direction, great hit power. Still way better than Shiloh Sanders, though, so I am going to go S tier. I just want you guys to know and realize the card is ultimately not perfect. The card is good, but he is definitely not perfect in this game. I am going to go S tier with him nonetheless. Tyrann Mathieu, Honey Badger, similar to Pig Cage, right? Both the cards are just undersized. Like, they're good. They're just both very, very, very undersized. For Tyrann Mathieu, 5'9", again, good speed, good zone coverage. D tier, but he is way undersized. Byard up next, another free safety. Is he as good as Maddox, right? That's our comparison right now. Byard to Maddox, 97 speed, 98 acceleration, 96 change of direction, 98 man, 93 zone. He is the best free safety in the game, but he's not, because he's 5'11". So honestly, again, is he better side by side compared to Maddox? I think the cards are close. If you run a scheme team, give me Maddox because he boosts that ×2. Obviously, that's a massive thing. But Byard stat-wise is better. Maddox height-wise is better. So again, super close. I probably prefer Maddox for sure. I think he is probably, again, we got another free safety we're going to have to rank super high, so it's tough right now. But Maddox is really, really solid on the field. So is Byard. Both are S tier caliber cards. Cam Chancellor had the card, have him currently, not good. I mean, he's just not. He's just so undersized. And that's the big problem for Cam Chancellor. Or not undersized. The man and change of direction is really low. That's what I meant to say. He's not undersized. Guys, he is 6'3", so you'd think, oh, well, Ty, you can get by with him. Even when the card just came out, I still couldn't get by with him. He's just too slow. The 79 change of direction is crazy. That combined with the 82 man coverage, you cannot play man coverage. And he honestly can't cover anybody because of the 79 change of direction, which is blasphemy. Could have been good at guard, but he just stinks. Cortland Marsh up next, strong safety. How does he compare to Lynch, right? Because those are the two guys that we have at that strong safety position right now. 97 speed, acceleration, 98 change direction, 96 zone coverage. Only 5'10", but he's got to go at S tier. You know, like not as tall as John Lynch, so the cards are a little different. Again, I don't know who I'd prefer. Both cards are extremely good. Both cards are S tier, no doubt. Powell up next. Again, for a 95 overall, he's going to be what he is. You know, like, can't complain a whole ton. 94 speed, 95 acceleration, 95 man. Honestly, if you play man coverage, he's fine. He's just not that fast at this stage, but he's fine. D tier. Moses up next, I think, is A tier. And I think, you know, maybe I'm wrong, but when the card first came out, they're just 97 speed, 97 acceleration. It's really the 92 zone coverage, or 92 change direction, I should say. At 5'10", 89 man coverage as well. So if you play a lot of man coverage, leaves a little bit to be desired. I mean, the card's good, but I think he's at the top of A tier. Like, give me Byard and Maddox over Moses for sure. Khalil Barnes, another 95 overall, and we've got a lot of 95s to talk about today. For Barnes, 94 speed, 93 acceleration, 92 change direction, decent in coverage. I mean, low D, he's just not great. Brandon Merriweather, really good card. Came out yesterday. He came out, yesterday, right? Yesterday, Sunday. I mean, I've lost track of the days. It's crazy. 97 speed, 96 acceleration, 94 change direction, 97 man. I mean, at 5'11", you wish he was a little taller. I think I've got to go top of A. But you could argue side by side he's better than John Lynch. I don't think he is because of the height, but you could argue that. And so maybe I need to move John Lynch down. Like, is that what I need to do? I think it's tough. I think it's really tough. I'm going to put him in A tier for now, but it's tough because I like the card and I don't like the fact that he's, a tier lower. But we'll talk about it here as we do continue moving on. Sage Ryan, another card that he's fine. Like, the speed change direction's fine. Coverage-wise, he's fine. But, like, at the end of the day, he's 5'11". He's not over the top good. He's not bad, but he's D tier. Like, that's where he belongs. Urlacher up next. It's sad that because he came in out in the fraternities drop that I know he's going to be bad, but he is. 95 speed, 97 acceleration, 95 zone, 89 change of direction. I mean, D tier. You honestly belong in D tier. You are horrible. Xavier Watts, another fraternities card. I'm just going to rank these cards side by side because, I mean, Xavier Watts is better. So not side by side, but like back to back, 6 feet tall. Like, he is definitely better. Xavier Watts can play, but he is probably B tier. He's not that bad. So I'm going to go B tier. Xavier Watts can play. Brian Dawkins up next, and maybe Urlacher deserves C tier. We'll talk about it here in a second. Dawkins is not good. People were paying a crazy price for this card. He might be one of the worst cards I ranked today. Lowest speed, 92 speed. Get him off the field. Preston Zachman is good. I mean, I'm telling you right now, Zachman can go out there as a 95 overall and compete with some of the best safeties on this game. You guys can say I'm wrong, but can you? I mean, 95 speed, 96 acceleration here, 95 change direction, 96 zone coverage at 6'1". He is B tier. He is so good. You guys can say I'm gassing him, but I really do like the card. Isaiah Cash up next. I mean, he's better than Sanders. I'm telling you right now, Isaiah Cash is better than Shiloh Sanders. I do not care. Card is really good. 6 feet tall, can play a lot of defense. He is A tier, but he is better than Shiloh Sanders. Tyson Flowers up next. I mean, I have absolutely no idea what Flowers gets into, so we'll have to look at it, right? 95 speed, 94 acceleration, 94 change of direction, decent zone coverage, not great, 5'11". He is D tier, but D tier is where the card obviously does belong. Johnson up next. He's a fraternities card, so I'm already knowing he's not good. Like, they do not make these fraternities cards that great. 95 speed, 99 acceleration is cool, but he has an 88 change of direction. Like, what? He has decent man coverage. He's C tier. It's where he belongs, but it's just like, what are we doing with these cards? Why did we make the fraternities cards so bad, EA? It just does not make sense. Braden Owls, 95 speed, 95 change direction. Coverage-wise, okay. D tier, where he belongs. He's not bad. Derwin James is a stud on the game. Like, he is. Is he the best strong safety in the game? At this stage, I mean, he's just another strong safety. Like, we've got a lot of good strong safeties. 97 speed, 92 change direction, 97 zone, 6'2". I really like the fact that he's 6'2" as much as anything. The thing for me, and this is where things get tough, is it's like, he's better than John Lynch. I just don't know how he compares to Merriweather, though. And so that's the really tough part for me, is like, I don't know. If you're looking at him compared to Brandon Merriweather, it's close. I do think Derwin James has the height advantage, so he's going higher, but I think it's close. I really do. Poyser up next. Next safety we got here. Let's see for Poyser where we're at. 95 speed, 94 acceleration, change direction, coverage-wise stinks. He is 6'2 with 95 speed, so gotta go D tier, but anything higher than that, I just think you're wrong. Tyler Nubin up next, and I don't even think Nubin's perfect. I don't. I want to make that known. I don't think this card is perfect, but at 6'2", if we're going to have Sanders at A tier, we're going to have Nubin at A tier. Do think Derwin James is quite a bit better, but Nubin can go out there and compete. A tier for the card. Crawford up next. Let's see for Crawford where exactly we are at. A lot of these 95s, if they have, honestly, if they have 95 speed, they're probably going at D tier because they're not that bad. 5'11", wish he was taller, D tier for sure. Ed Reed. I think this is where things get tough with Sanders. Because if you look at Ed Reed, he has 97 speed, 96 change direction, 98 zone coverage. He is, I'm doing this. I do not care. I do not care. You guys can hate me all you want. Shiloh Sanders did not deserve to be at A tier. He didn't. And if I have to move Zachman down, I will. And if I have to move Xavier Watts down, I will. But Sanders does not deserve A tier. He doesn't. They made the card bad. It is what it is. The card is not that good. I'm sorry, but it's just the way it is. Like I apologize for Shiloh Sanders, but it is the way it is. Miller up next from Maryland. I'd be lying to say I knew what stats this card had. Let's see, 95 speed, 94 acceleration, 6'2". This card's actually pretty solid. Like, I'm throwing him at C tier. I actually really like what Miller does provide on the field. But again, now my C tier is stacked. I mean, honestly, how good is Shiloh Sanders? Like, genuinely, let's look at it. 96 speed, the card's not that good. Like, he's not. The acceleration, but the change direction is low. Like, honestly, I wouldn't even feel bad if I put Zachman next to him. Like, is that crazy to say that I wouldn't feel bad if I put Preston Zachman next to him? Because I wouldn't. I genuinely wouldn't. At 6'1", 95 change direction, 96 zone coverage, I really would not feel that bad. I'm doing it. I do not care. I do not care. I do not care. It's where I'm at right now because I genuinely do not like Shiloh Sanders. So I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but I do not think Shiloh Sanders is good in this game. So Esteen up next is good. Is he A tier? Is he S tier? I think it's close. And this is the thing. When you get to a card like Esteen, again, good speed, acceleration, change directions, okay. Man coverage, okay. Zone coverage, 6'1". I think A tier is where he belongs. I think a card like Byard, a card like Maddox are better. But Esteen is still good. So if he's your free safety, you're absolutely fine because the card can absolutely play. Hook up next, Maxon Hook. I don't love. I think he's fine. But when I'm looking at even the 95s overall, coverage-wise, just not great. Not ideal. 6 foot tall, D tier, not great. Caleb Downs, S tier. I mean, ability-wise, might lack. But other than that, stat-wise, I think he's the best safety in the game. I will hold true to that. Stat-wise, there is no better free safety in the game than Caleb Downs. Now, again, if you want to put abilities on cards, Caleb Downs might lack a little. I'd have to go and look. But as far as, just pure stats, Caleb Downs is S tier for sure. Sharon up next. Free safety stories of the week. Let's see for the card where he does belong for Sharon. Let's see. Do I gotta type in an E? I don't even know. Okay, here we go. 95 speed, 96 acceleration, 95 zone. If you run primarily zone coverage, this card is solid. With the 96 acceleration, wish he was taller. The problem is the man coverage leaves a lot to be desired, so he's got to go D tier. Casey Larkin, here's the real situation with him. Nobody has the 97, so I don't even like ranking Casey Larkin, but if you have the 97, pretty solid. Still wish change direction, zone coverage was higher. And so I'm putting him at C tier just because, again, nobody has Larkin, and if you do, you probably don't have the 97. So I'm throwing him at C tier. I do not love what the card does provide for you guys. 95 Merriweather, honestly, isn't bad. And is he 97 good? No, but again, 95 speed, 94 acceleration, change direction, zone coverage isn't ideal, but it's not bad. 5'11", he is D tier though. Like, he's not bad. D tier is where he belongs. I'm not just gonna sit here and gas him because he's a new card, but he is not that bad. Justin Simmons up next. He's relatively cheap at this stage, but just because he's cheap doesn't mean you should buy him. 96 speed, 96 zone, good change direction. I will say if you play primarily zone coverage, this card is really good. Again, the 96 speed, that 6'2", it's just tough, though, because I think overall he is C tier. And he's not bad, but he is C tier. Catalan up next. And because he has that 96 speed, I feel like I've got to gas him a decent amount. I just wish he was taller, right? C tier, but I do wish the card was taller. KJ Bolden, he's a fraternities card. So because he is a fraternities card, I'm already knowing the card is not going to be that good. How sad is that? He's actually not bad, especially if you play man coverage. Do wish the change direction was higher, but He's C tier. Solid, actually, for the card. Clary up next. Where do you belong? Stories of the week card. Another safety for us. We got a lot of safeties. A lot of cards that can compete. Wish he was better in coverage, but because he does have that, because he does have the good speed acceleration, I'm gonna throw him at C tier. I don't love him. He's not that bad though. Clindick's up next. Is he C tier? Is he B tier? Let's take a look. 96 overall. Honestly, I'm throwing him a B tier. I love the card. I love what he provides. Genuinely, 96 speed, 95 acceleration, good change direction, decent man, great zone, 6'1". He's B tier. He can absolutely play and complete. Bullard, if I'm remembering correctly, and again, I'm not trying to hate, but if I'm remembering correctly, you are C tier. It's just the coverage with the change of direction. Like, you're just not great. 5'10 as well. You could argue D tier. The only thing keeping him out of D tier is that 96 speed. But the card's not great. Josiah Cox up next. I don't think the card is horrible. Let's take a look here. 96 speed, 94 change direction, 94 zone coverage. I mean, I don't hate the card when I'm looking at him. He's 6'2". Again, not as good in coverage as a guy like Dix, but he is solid enough. Brian Branch, D tier. He's not, or C tier. He's not bad. Just not necessarily next level good at this stage. You look at him, 96 speed, 96 zone coverage, 94 change direction. Wish he was taller. Wish the man coverage was better. But if you play primarily zone coverage and got Brian Branch, he absolutely can hold it down. 96 Casey Larkin. All right, I'll move the 97 up, but I don't love him. 96 Casey Larkin, C tier. That's fair enough. Malachi Starks. Is he C tier? Is he B tier? And this is one that I don't necessarily, I actually do know where Malachi Starks is going, and he is going B tier. I mean, coverage-wise, he is good enough. 96 speed, 96 change direction. He's 6'1". He's an easy shoe-in to B tier. It should not even be a debate. And then Gerard Hollyman is B tier as well. The way Hollyman plays coverage is just ridiculous. I mean, it genuinely is 96 speed, 97 acceleration, 96 change direction, 96 zone coverage. I will say this, and I will stand on this. This card right here in Gerard Hollyman, and I need you guys to hear me out. This card in Gerard Hollyman is better than Shiloh Sanders. And that's where I'm going to leave you guys with today. Okay, you just saw Gerard Hollyman stats. You see Shiloh Sanders stats. I'm telling you right now, do not think you need, the 98 overalls. Because honestly, some of the 98 overalls are not that good. And so this is my tier list. And that is going to wrap it up. Let me know your thoughts on it down below in the comments. Drop a like on the video, guys. Subscribe if you are new. And as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.